Okay, thank you all newcomers for joining in as we begin. If you can all hear me and see me well, we're going to get started with the class. I'm Customer Success Manager at Customily, and together with Cecilia, we will be hosting this presentation and showing you the basics of the app. You'll be able to ask questions along the way, and we'll be answering them on the chat or at the end of the presentation. If you're joining us for the first time, you'll probably wonder what is Customily? Well, Customily is an app that installs on your e-commerce store and provides your shoppers with live previews of personalizable products. With Customily, your shoppers will be able to interact with options by typing texts, selecting fonts, colors, images, and even locations, as well as uploading their own pictures. Each interaction will show them live how the personalization will look on the front end. And they will able to visualize this on the finished product, enhancing the shopping experience and increasing your conversion rate. In this example of a customizable class, we set up a series of Christmas related clip arts, and you can type your name as well as changing fonts. This is happening live before you can add to cart and buy this product. Now, the way this works is that Customily will load a template and an option set in the front end of your store for each product. Within the app, you will have many tools to create these templates and these option sets. But that's not all. Apart from the live preview, Customily will take the personalization information from the orders you receive and create a printing file that's ready for you to take to whatever machine you use to fulfill your product or whatever service you use for that same purpose. So imagine how much time our tool is saving you if you think back to the way you used to offer personalized products, how you had to collect the shopper's data, create proofs, wait for feedback, make corrections, and much more. All that time and effort has been reduced and automated with Customily's live preview and production files to make your work faster and easier. Now that we know that Customily is a great tool for your online store and that it will help you optimize the shopping experience of your visitors, we can start learning about the app itself. It's important that you approach it with some clear concepts about your business. I highly recommend you ask yourself some questions before starting. The first one is about the current status of your store. Will I be creating new products, either for an empty new store or for a new collection in an existing store? Or will I be selling my existing products and turning them customizable? If you're working with existing products, you will use what we call Customily 1.0. With this, you will be creating templates from scratch and then linking them to your existing products, all from the app itself. The options that your shoppers will use will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about having to code anything. This direct way of using Customily is available for all e-commerce platforms that we integrate with, and you can see them on the slide as well as any custom coded store. Now, if you will be creating new products, more questions will pop up. Am I doing my own fulfillment? For example, with my own workshop or a local company? Or am I fulfilling with a known print on demand supplier? And then, do I have my own designs that will be personalized, or will I be using pre-made designs from Customily? Now, these two questions will be the entry point to use what we call Customily 2.0. This is our latest update and will allow you to create new listings more easily, faster, and better. This option is only available for Etsy and Shopify stores. So within Customily 2.0, you will have 4 ways of creating new products. If you are working with known pre-OD providers, you have 2 options. You can select a product from their catalog and then add an exclusive design that our illustration team has created for you. And these are royalty-free designs and clip art that you can freely use and manage. Or you can select a product from the POD catalog and use our design studio to create your own design that can be personalizable. On the other hand, if you're going to fulfill your own products, you have 2 similar options. You can automate processes by creating product bases, which are the product mockups of what you want to sell and will act the same way as the POD products. Then you can add a custom design to the product base or create your own custom designs in the design studio to use over your product bases. Each time you combine a product base with a design, a new template is born and linked to a new listing that Customily automatically creates in your store for you. These product bases can be from POD catalog or your own, and the designs can be either from Customily's collection on your own, but the result is always the same. Now, in the case of POD products, the listing will be connected to the POD using an API key. So each time there's a purchase, Customily can automatically send the print file for fulfillment. So that's more time-saving advantages. So let's dive into the app and see how it works. Okay, well, when you access Customily for the first time, pay attention and complete the onboarding you will get, as it will help you answer many of the questions stated before. Then you can see the different sections of the app, and based on your answers, you can easily navigate through those options. But here we are in the Start section. This is the 2.0 main interface where you can create new products either using POD suppliers or your own product bases. You also have a quick view of your design collection and product base collections. If you check the left menu, you can see that these 2 collections have their own sections as well. Now, in the templates section, you'll be able to create new templates and also see all the templates created automatically with the 2.0 tools. This is the core section of the app, and you can rename, clone, delete, and edit any template. In the libraries section, you'll be able to upload your personal assets and organize them for quick access and use. You can create colors, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. This is very important to remember because Customily is an asset manager, not an asset creator. Your images, designs, fonts, etc. will be created or purchased outside of the app. For example, you can create images in Canva, download them in JPG or PNG files, and then organize them in Customily's libraries for later use in templates and designs. The store section is where you will be able to see all products. You will be able to see which products are connected to Customily and what templates are loading, what option sets are loading, as well as manage a lot of settings that will personalize the shopper's experience on your front end. The orders section is a still beta section that will be improving in future releases that will allow you to have a backup of every single information that each purchased order from Customily will be displayed. All the order details as well as the previews and print files will be saved on each e-commerce order dashboard always. So don't worry because you will always have access to that information and all that data that Customily creates, all from your own e-commerce platform. So now that we have a more clear idea of how to navigate over the app, let's create a product together. Today, we are going to work with the scenario in which we are going to create turn a custom product, a product we have right now, into something that is customizable. So you see, this is my store, and I actually have a product. In fact, I have a product that has no stock. Apparently, this is my customizable glass for a Christmas edition. And as you can see, I could actually buy this product without any further information. I don't have, this is a very common listing in our app. But I'm going to jump into my back end of Shopify and check out this. I'm going to be using Shopify for today's example, but remember, if you have an existing product, you can use what you're going to be seeing today in any e-commerce, like, for example, WooCommerce, Walmart, Shopify, Etsy as well. Now, this is my common listing, and turns out that's the part in which I needed to add some stock. Let's see if we can put at least one item here to be saved. Yeah, because we need to have some stock in order to sell. Right now, I can add to cart like any other listing on my store. But I want to turn this product into something customizable. So I will not be connecting to any print-on-demand provider today, but I want, because we have some questions on that, I want to show you how you can do that like this. Certain PODs will have automatic fulfillment indicated below, meaning that these PODs support API keys. And so you can retrieve that API key from your account on any of these and input that in Customily for an automated fulfillment and full integration. You can always check their catalogs, and you can always create products using their information, but the automatic fulfillment will be done by using the API key. To connect to any of these, what you need to do is, while you are on the start section or on the store section, go to settings here at the middle top, find the tab that says integrations, and here you can pick from our drop-down menu the different PODs we can integrate with. In this case, we will try to do Shine. So I pick this POD and I click Enable Integration, and it will show up on my list. What I need to do here now is paste the API key from my Shine account. It will validate, and I can click Save Settings, and that's all you need to do. You will be fully integrated to Shine, and you can integrate with as many as you want, and you can create products from different print-on-demand providers, and they will all be on your store and fulfill differently. But there's no limitation or no particular conditioning to adding any of these. Now, if you don't know where to find your API key, don't worry, because on each integration you have this link that will open this Help Center article, and here you will be able to see how to find, with very clear instructions, how to find the API key on each POD website. So back to the beginning of Customily. As we mentioned before, Customily 2.0 will use these free sections in any way you want. But at the end, you want to, if you want to connect to an existing product, what you can do is go to the store section. Why? Because in the store section, you can find all your store products, and click on link products to get access, as well as on this section, to get access to all your store products. In fact, if you have multiple stores, you can click here and have a drop down with all your stores, including Shopify or Etsy or WooCommerce. In any way, you will see the same interface. Now, I have a lot of products in my store, and most of them I'll link it to Customily so you can see the checkbox here. But I can filter by clicking all products by those not linked to Customily and find that I actually have this glass ready to go. So if I click on this glass, I will see the listing photo, the listing image. I can click here to go straight to the same listing I have here. So it's pretty straightforward. And you see, Customily adds a lot of items here for me to connect. If I choose a template, I will link this product to a template and provide a live customization pretty much like this example I showed you before. So my template will need to have the graphic information and the text information so Customily can put up the options and turn this simple glass into a customizable glass. So what I need right now is a template. How do I create a template? I will go to the template section, right? And here, well, I have all my current templates. I have those created by Customily if I am working with 2.0, or I just click on create a template and start from the beginning. When I start from the beginning, I am taken to the design studio of Customily, and the first thing I need to do is put a name to my new template. It's going to be the custom glass Christmas. Yeah. The width and height that I need to put up is the print area of my product. Of course, if I know this product and I'm going to be fulfilling this on my own, I probably have a couple of specific pieces of information. So one thing I need to have is a clean image of my product without customization, because I'm going to use this to be my mockup and my base image to put my design on top. And another thing I need to know is the exact area of the that's going to be printable. In this case, I'm going to be printing on a 3x4 inches area in this particular position. So I can jump in to Customily again, and I can just type in inches 3x4, create page. And that's my printable area as it is. Now I have a lot of design tools. Remember that I can upload a lot of information from outer sources or for my own clipart collection from Canva, from whatever I have purchased in a batch of images, and I can upload them to Customily. And then I can put up my design. If I have a lot of cliparts, I can create dynamic images, or if I have vectors, I can create dynamic vectors. These objects will contain my cliparts and offer them as options. If I want my customers to upload their own pictures, I can use placeholders for either images or vectors for logos. Placeholders will be there for customers to upload later their own images. I can add text boxes so customers can input their own text, change the font, change the color. Also can be straight text or curved text. And we can also offer street maps and star maps for those kind of customizations. Now, for my particular design, I have these cliparts that, let's say, I have bought, right? And I have all of them just in here in a folder. Now, one thing we can do and be really fast in Customily is actually upload everything together all in one piece. I can bundle this into a Christmas clipart folder, and this folder can turn into a library. But if you see, I have like different styles. So maybe I want to categorize this so customers can, instead of seeing all 34 items, they will see a lower quantity of items depending on their category, because some people may like icons, some others may like gnomes, and some others may like Christmas related characters and stuff like stickers. So depending on our customers' tastes, we're going to change this into categories. So what I'm going to do is inside this Christmas clipart folder that I created, I'm going to add, let's say, 3 folders. One will be for icons. And in the icons category, I want to put these options. So I'm going to just grab them this, yeah, these are the icons. So I drag them here. Then I want a category that is called gnomes. And I have these 6 gnomes, and I'm going to just drag them here. And then I have another category that will be characters. And I'm going to just grab everything here. Perhaps I need to just, let me see if I can group them, because they will upload on alphabetical order. So maybe I want all Santas together. Maybe I want all boys and girls. So maybe I can put this like 1 Christmas tree, and this will be like 2 Christmas trees. Oh, wait. So now I have all the boys and girls together, and then I have all these objects, and then I have all the Santas and maybe the snowman. And maybe I can change this to red snowman. I don't know. So we have like, this is just the way I want my icons to show up in this particular order. And then I'm going to drag this here. Basically, now I have this Christmas clipart folder with 3 categories, and on each category I have different icons. Whenever you purchase a group of cliparts, you can create different folders and different categories, so you can organize your assets depending on how you want to offer. You may want to have a folder for the skin colors, another for the hairstyles, and inside the hairstyles you will have categories for different type of hairstyles, and the same, another folder for the garments and the pants and the t-shirts and stuff. So that way you can organize everything together, and what you can do is you can zip this like that. And if you go back to Customily, right, what we can do is we can I can keep this working and open another tab. As Customily runs as a web app, web-based app, we can always have multiple tabs as long as we're not working on the same document. So if I go to libraries, I will see that I have color libraries here. I have font libraries. In fact, I'm going to be playing around and using this summer vacation fonts library that I created. If I click edit, I will see that I added some fonts to this library, and then I'm going to use these fonts. But I can add new fonts. I can upload fonts from my computer as well without any problem. Like we said, Customily will manage your assets. In the vector libraries, I do have some vectors. Now, in the image libraries, you see I can bulk upload a zip file. This is very handy because it will save you time if you have a lot of cliparts to upload at once. Instead of creating the libraries and then adding and creating the categories and stuff, you can just put together everything on folders, zip them together, and Customily will read that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick my clipart zip and let this work. These are very lightweighted cliparts, and there you go. So now I have this library that I can edit and see that I have 3 categories: characters, gnomes, and icons. Inside characters, I will have these fellows in the exact order I put them in alphabetical, like that. And if I go back to gnomes, I will have the 6 gnomes. And if I go to icons, I will have all these icons together. The thumbnail is made by default, but if you click here, you can change the category thumbnail. So you see, you can always personalize this any way you want. Now that I have my library put together, probably on the last page here, I am ready to go back to my template and start creating. As you know, we started with the print size because we are setting up the print settings. On the print, we put everything that is going to be on this area, not the glass, just the printable part. So if I pick dynamic image, and you see this is a new object that I can just upload images one by one, or I can pick from a library and everything will be really fast and automated. So I'm going for the last page, select this one, and you see now I will start to see my clip arts showing up. And I can preview by shifting the options. I can preview the different images inside of my dynamic image. If Customily detects one image, it will display by default and will be like a background. But if it detects two or more images, it will create an option. If you have two or more images on this object, it means you want to select from those options. And so this around 30 something, yeah, 30 something images, these choices will be available now in Customily. I'm going to just play around by positioning this, dragging this, and make sure this is exactly what I want to position. If I want to go faster or I have a better idea, I can just click here to fit to the canvas. I want some space for the name, so maybe I will click on, I can drag this, or I can go to transform and be more exact on the sizes. Like this is 76.2 and this will be 76.2. So this is going to be a square. I'm going to, again, align to the top, align to the middle, and there you go. That's one choice I want to offer. The choice I want to offer is the image selection one. This is the layer. I can double click here and change to select clipart. And this text will later display on the option. That's one thing I want to create. The other thing I want to create is a text box so customers can type in whatever they want. I can drag this, and if I click on the A space here, I can type something like testing, something like that. The idea of this glass is to have a personalized glass for a family member, so I rather test with like a long name. Sorry about the, I will test with a long name. I can even replace some characters with dropping down like top, bottom, and even change to complex, very wide characters. The idea is to test to the maximum this box and see how small it can go, how big, how many characters can fit. I can keep typing and go very small, or at least this small. I don't want this to print this small, so I'm going to control the sizes. First, I'm going to control the shape, so maybe I will just align to the bottom, then go to transform and make this with the entire 66.2, right? Oops, 26.2. Probably center this and align to the bottom and have this a bit bigger like that. Yeah, so that's my my space for the name. Now the size is something we need to check on the character area. Right now we are typing and we reach minimum size of 15. If I want to fit more characters, I need to just change this to, I don't know, 5. And you see I can keep fitting more until I reach the current size of 5. Since this is not printable or nice looking, I will keep things between, let's see if I can limit to, because I want to see the size of this. Okay, so this should be like a good possible size. This is the maximum allowed size. And this is the minimum size I want to handle. And the maximum size I want to handle is probably for 1 or 2 characters, like that. And right now it's 50, but I can actually make it bigger in here. See, I can set up the limitations. This is going to be 55 apparently. I will be able to set the maximum size and the minimum size if I keep typing for whatever content goes in here. That's why you have minimum and maximum. You can control the alignments and the line spacing for multiple lines, as well as vertical alignments. And if you want to change fonts, you can just upload fonts one by one, find them in your database here once you upload them, or pick libraries. And I'm going to pick a library. I'm going to pick the summer vacation library, and that will block this selector and show me the fonts that I have right now. I can check the different font options by going through this selector. I'm going to see this is option 1. Option 2 is Amiten. Option 3 is Avant-Garde. Option 4, Brusher. Option 5, Chloe. 6 is Gog. 7 is Quarto. And that's it. There are 7 fonts. And just in case, let's put this to 100. In case we have bigger fonts, we can at least make sure that they are all showing in the biggest possible size. So let's try with this. Now we will type this, but we're just testing. We need to see if characters will drop down, if they are going to be taking up a lot of space. And very important, you should shuffle through the different fonts, because if some fonts are pretty big, you want to fit a lot of characters, sometimes some fonts, because they are too big, will not fit all the characters together, like this. This GOG is pretty big and wide, so I'm missing a character. I need to actually drop my minimum size so I can fit all characters. Okay, we're happy with this. Let me see if on a smaller size, yeah, we are on the very edge with this particular font. Yeah, and the template is the instance in which you can test out everything about this. You see, this is colliding, so maybe I need to just drop this just a bit to make sure that this big font will not touch the designs. Always test so you don't get any surprises later on the printing part. Once we have this clip art set up and this text set up, and the text can be renamed to type your name, we can even rearrange this to change the order. First, select the clip art, then type your name. That's the end of the design. That's what's going to be printed in this size with these 2 items. That's all you need to set up, but you need to also set up the export format, because Customily will print on a specific file you indicate, which can be PDF, PNG, JPEG, or vectors and image files. I'm going to pick PNG freehand. Now, once we are all set up with what we want to print, let's go next and put it on the product image. For that, we can start by using a background color or use a background image. I recommend background color when you have multiple images, like a t-shirt with many colors. But if you have one single image, we can start with that background image. In this case, it's that option there. And you see, I have a background image and I have this type your name and select clip arts all very big and ready to go. Now, what if I don't know exactly how to present this on the glass? Well, you see, we have some tools here, including dynamic images. You cannot create any more elements, any more customizable elements, but you can add images. Why? Because you may want to add some effects, some transparencies, some masks. But also what you can do is just upload a guide, yeah? Make it as big as the print, and drop it down here. And now you can grab, this is just a guide, and you can grab this, type your name, and this select clip art, and you can shrink this until you are within the print area that you have established. Right? Like that. So that's a realistic view of the finished product. If we are happy with this, we take the guide and we delete. We don't need that anymore. We need this to work with. Same settings that we established for the print, but now we present this on the product. And we click next to do a final revision and to understand how Customily works. your customers will see this preview and they will be able to interact with these cliparts. And whatever they do, it will reflect on the print. The print never changes. The print is still 3x4, but you have resized this for the preview purposes. And whatever you type will reflect on the print, on the preview, and on the print. And that's how Customily creates a ready-to-print file, all within the template. So now that we're happy with our testings, let's click Save, and this template will be saved. And now we can either go to the template section again, or go to the store section and find our product. In our product, you see this, because I have the filter not linked to Customily, I can find this product now here. And now I can pick from my template collection. I can search for that, which is the glass, or just go to the last page. Okay, custom glass Christmas is the one. Once I select template, I can create the options automatically and save it, or say not now if I want to do them manually, or if I already have the options. But right now I don't have any options, so I'm going to create the options. Customily then starts to think. It will take a minute at most. And what it's doing, Customily, is reading your template, finding all the options you created. For example, finding a text field, finding the font options, creating the small swatches of the fonts, creating all the swatches of the images of the clipart, and putting them all up in here. I can save this now, and I could actually preview this and see how it looks. But one important thing is, if I click here, I will go to the template I just created, right? And if I click here, I will go another tab to the options. And these options, you can customize them. You can open here the preview options and see what Customily made for you, but you can always change this again. You can rearrange the order, like, for example, okay, first I want to pick my name, and then I want to pick the font. So type your name font. This is a very ugly text. So I'm going to click on the pencil to open that option and change this to select font. You can customize this any way you want. Type your name, select font, and then select clipart, and you have the free categories. And then you have also this. This is characters, this is gnome, and this is icons. And if you want to reorder this, you can reorder that also. There's no problem. You can pick, for example, this characters collection, and this will be the name. You can change the name. And these are all the items, and you can just drag any item here, out there, anything. You can customize this. You can even open any of these and change the thumbnail if you want to do something else, or if you want to change the category thumbnails. You're free to modify this any way you want, and whatever you feel will give your customers the best user experience. Once you're finished, click Save, and that's it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to find, I have this product already here, and what I can do now is refresh. When I refresh, I'm refreshing a new version of this product. It's the same listing, but it has the instruction of loading a template and loading the options. These are the options I created, and now I can type and see the live preview change. See my font change, and see my cliparts change, as well as the categories changing like this. If you don't want to have this product customizable anymore, you come to Customily and you click on the X here and on the X here, save it, and your product is no longer linked to Customily and is back to being a simple listing. But that's how you turn any simple product in your store to something customizable. You need to create the template, but if you have a clear idea of what you want to create and what you offer as a personalization, and you have the assets to do so, then you are all set and done. Well, now it's time for Q&A about this or anything else you want in Customily. How to set repeat design with choice or color and font for customers, and how to add a simple vector before each name, for example, a star blanket. Okay, I can show you how to create a repeated name design with choices of color now and fonts. I'm not clear about the vector question. Let's start with that. Let's keep on this product. As you know, I clicked here and I was able to open the custom glass Christmas. Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this. There's an option for cloning. Have this other template. Let's go with let's filter this by custom glass or find the last one, clone it here. Let's call this the Christmas Q&A. Yeah, and we're going to start playing with this. Let's edit. Okay, let's say I want to add set a repeated name, right? If we want unique names, what we can do is we can add new text boxes, and each text box will have a unique ID, so they behave independently, right? This is B and this is G. Yeah, but what if we change the element ID to the same one as the name, as the first text? What if we do this? What if we do this and now we change this to 6? You see how they change at the same time? That's because they are sharing the same ID. You can create new elements and change the ID, or just click here and click on the duplicate. When you click on the duplicate, you create a cloned version, and that cloned version will be anywhere else. So if you want this to, okay, I'm going to make this smaller because I want to kind of design something really silly here. I'm getting a warning that my character size is very small. I'm just going to put 5 and see what happens. Yeah, perfect. So this is one duplicate, and I can just duplicate again, put it here. Yeah, don't pay attention to the city design. Oops, undo. Let's rotate this, and let's do one more. So whenever I type something and change them all together at the same time. That's how you set up a repeated name. If you want color choices, all you have to do is come to the color section, and you can either pick a color for each option. So option 1 is black, option 2 is yellow, option 3 is red, and that will allow Customily to read that you have 3 color choices. Or what you can do is pick a library, which is very interesting. So let's pick demo colors, select. And now we have a lot of colors inside here that we can shuffle like this. I should have set this library first before duplicating, because now I have to do the same setting for all of them. I recommend, if you're going to be cloning, just you put together one good text and then you start cloning. But you see it pretty fast. With libraries, it's all very fast. Now all of them have the same behavior and the same swatching of colors. The other question was that you want to a star to show up in front of each name. When you type the name, it changes on everything. I don't know how it will change, how you want that to change when you start typing, but you can trigger or not an image by doing this simple trick. If you create a dynamic image like this, you can upload, you can pick libraries or upload images one by one. Now the trick to trigger an image to show or hide is by, say I want the hide option to be the default. So my option one, my first image, is one and is empty. So I pick the second position and then I upload my image. So you see, when you start personalizing, this is showing nothing, but you can select to show this star, for example, by triggering a checkbox or triggering a drop down or an icon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this here. And again, I want this um, to, to change altogether. So this star is going to be number 3. So I will duplicate. And when I duplicate, I get another cloned version of number 3. Each time I make a duplicate, you see I can change the rotation and everything because they can be different, even bigger or smaller. That's entirely up to you, but they will behave the same way. Now with this funny stuff all together, I am ready to jump to the second stage, which is the preview. Now on the preview, I did a lot of changes and I should rearrange them. Rearranging all of these one by one may be a bit too much. So I recommend you reset the preview. This is a very powerful button, so be careful, right? But when you reset, basically you start off again in this point and you upload the glass again. Again. And everything is now perfectly aligned exactly the way you have it in your print. We're going to upload this guide just for a second. I can extend this and drag it all the way down, passing all the clones all the way to the very bottom. Let's call this the guide. We're going to delete that. And then I can click on one item and find the first one, hold my shift key and grab all of them together. That way I can resize them all together and position them all together, just like we did before. Then we take the guide and we delete, and everything looks the same way, but we resetted this so everything will be on the right position, like printing. This is the graphic setting, and then we need to jump to the options. But at least we know that whatever we are seeing, we are also printing. That's very important. Let's save this new template and jump into our glass again on Shopify. I'm checking the questions to see if I'm not missing something. Okay. Connect to. So obviously my product is now linked, so I need to find the linked ones in Customily, find the glass. And I'm going to do what I told you I was going to do before. I'm going to click here on the Christmas edition, and I will disconnect my template and my options and save. My product is back to square one. Yeah. And now I can come here and I can choose a new template. Which one? Probably the last one on the list, that is the Q&A that we are playing with now. So here we create an option set again. It's going to be the same process, but now we have more information. Why? Because we have a lot of cloned elements that we need to remove. Yeah, let's save product. Okay, let's check out what happened in this option set. Because we have a lot of elements, we Customily creates options for all the elements. That's kind of a thing. But you will probably delete those cloned versions. So let's preview the options and see all these things we have repeated. Why? Because we have a lot of repeated items, but everything that says cloned can be deleted. Why? Because, well, basically it's a clone. So type your name, color. We're going to delete that. Type your name, cloned color, and then we have the color. Now type your name, type your name, color. This is the one we need to keep. The same with the font. Font, we have like 4 cloned versions, and the original is type your name font. Let's pick those and delete, right? So now we have only 2 choices. Perfect. What about the name? The name is the same. We have a cloned text input 4 times cloned that we just need to delete. And now this is the select clipart we all know. We have the type your name and type your name font and color. The only thing I'm missing is that I want to add the star. And let's open the template again because I want you to see what the template is, a very important guide here. You can have the template open at the same time. It's okay. It's just for you to pay attention to the ideas. Remember, we want this this star, which is number 3. We want this to show upon request the second image. So upon request can be, for example, by adding a manual option. The manual option can be a lot of things. It can be a text input, which you see here now. Type your name, color. Okay. Yeah, here you see the new text input. This text input can be a drop down, you see, or can be a swatch, which will have different buttons, or a checkbox. If we put a checkbox, for example, we can call this add stars to the name, to names on the tree. Yeah, it's very simple as that. And that will be a choice. You can pick or not. But in order for this to activate something, we need to apply a function. Each one of these items has a function. The function basically is, when you open this text input, it says the function is text, or the function is font type, or the function is text color, right? So you apply a function and you apply a target, and that function gets done on the target. Let's click on the pencil to jump to the checkbox. And what functions do we have available for a checkbox? Basically, we can trigger a dynamic image. When we target a dynamic image, we can set that which image are we targeting. We are targeting number 3. And what option do we want to show when we check this box? The option we want to show is number 2. So we're going to call this 2. Yeah, and we're going to save it. What will this do is whenever I check on the box, it's going to trigger the option number 2. Otherwise, it's going to show nothing because that's option number 1. Sounds like a bit too much, but when you see this, you will understand. Let's save it again, just in case. And let's now refresh. When I refresh, I get a new template, I get a new option set, and the option set is pretty much what we do. We have now colors available. So let's type something like, wanting to pick this name with this font, with this color, and this elf girl, like that. You see, we have the, obviously the names are shaped like the tree because we just put that up. But whatever I type is replicating on the small names. Let's preview this in red. Whenever I change the font, it's changing on everything. That's how you change all texts at the same time. They are the same text. And the final testing we want to do is add stars to the names on the tree. If we check this, it should display the second option in those boxes, like that. That's how you trigger images. You need to keep the first position empty, And the second position is the one you're going to call depending if you have a drop down or you have a swatch or whatever. In fact, if you have swatches, you can change the different images depending on the swatch. This is just an example of what a checkbox can do for you. We check the preview, and that's it. We have a question that says, I can create here and publish to Etsy, or do I need to create the product in Etsy and make the connection? It's the same way, actually, because we are now seeing the case of an existing product. That existing product you can just trigger that the same way we did here by now, if you use Customily 2.0 on Etsy, you can create new listings as well. But you can start off with a listing on Etsy already, the same way we did with Shopify. The live preview on Etsy is provided a bit different because Etsy is a marketplace and they have specific rules about live previews. In our case, we can only offer live previews after the purchase. But what we do on Etsy is whenever you purchase a product using Customily, you get an email that gives you an exclusive link to open a customizer like this. On the Etsy listing that is created using Customily 2.0, on the description of the product, you will have a text, a plain text URL that you can paste, copy and paste outside and play around with the personalization. So we offer the chance for you to see how Customily is all about and the options you have for that product. And then the real customization that will be printed out is done after the purchase. But live previews on Etsy will not happen on the listing. They will happen outside of the listing. So thank you for those questions. And I really hope now you have things clear as to how to create your products using Customily. In this particular case, using an existing product. Remember, we have an excellent support team available to help you during your first steps and assist you with anything you need. If you need further help, don't hesitate to reach them via email, or you can open a live chat in the app during business hours. And also, you can join our Facebook communities where you can ask questions and share tips with other users of the app. And well, that's all for today. I thank you all for joining us in this new live session. I will see you next week with great ideas for other products. So have a great weekend.